So, here we are, and we are on episode 35 of Everyday KT. And today, we are going to talk about perceptions that the general public has about men in kilts and how to address them. So, first and foremost, the average person in the public thinks if they see a man in a kilt, they are going to a Ren fair, coming from a Ren fair, play the bagpipes, are from Scotland, have a very thick Scottish brogue, actually throw trees regularly. What else do they do? They can identify every tartan under the sun simply by looking at it. They can consume copious amounts of scotch. They are wearing no underwear. And the list of things that people assume that we know is lengthy as the day is long. So, how do you address these kind of issues? How, as the average man in a kilt, who obviously can't know everything about all of Scottish history, plus everything else that goes with that, how do you address these kind of things? My first suggestion is, first off, if you're wearing a kilt that's tartan, know what tartan it is. Even if that's all it is you know about it, say, oh, well, this is, for me, Brotherhood of the Kilt Tartan, or it's MacLeod if you're wearing the wonderful yellow and black bumblebee style kilt, or McTavish, McDonald, whatever it is. Know the tartan, at least the name. You don't have to know the lineage and what the third king of Scotland was doing when he was wearing his particular tartan. You don't need to know any of that stuff. Just the name of the tartan. That'll generally placate most folks. As far as do you play the bagpipes, I always tell them yes, but I sound like a dead moose when I'm playing them. And I tell them a story about when I was actually trying to learn how to play the pipes. After about an hour or so sitting, the person I was sitting with says, hang on, I know what the problem is here. And he casually got up and walked into another room, came back with an Irish drum and handed me the drum and says, here, let me take the chanter. Here, this will fix your bagpiping problems, and gave me a drum. Great fun, I'm sure, but it just reinforced the fact that if I'm going to learn how to play the pipes, I need to really put some effort into it. Are you going to a Renaissance festival? Are you going to a special event? Are you this or that or whatever? A simple yes or no is always just the way I go about doing stuff like that. The average person that I've bumped into comes up with these questions, and it's almost every day. What I've found is they'll have tons and tons of questions. Just answer them quickly. One or two questions, and obviously you have things to do. You can't sit there like an information booth for every person in a kilt. So just say, this is, no, I'm not. I wear these every day, or I wear them as often as you do. Address the questions as quickly as you can and move on. Or you can, just say, I'm sorry, here, go out to Facebook and look up Everyday KT. Watch his videos. He'll tell you everything you need to know. I have to go pick up my kids or to go to the whatever. That's pretty much what I would suggest you do if you get these questions. Now, I will say that some of the folks you get talking to, you can actually get some interesting stories. I bumped into someone at a Walmart once who was an elderly gentleman from Scotland, and he remembers hearing Lord Baden-Powell speak when he was a child in Boy Scouts. For those of you who don't know, Lord Baden-Powell founded Scouting. That I thought was amazing. It was just completely awesome, and that all happened because he saw me wearing a kilt out at a store. So there's an opportunity to have fantastic conversations with people if you're open to it. Now, like I said, if you're busy, you got crap to do, just say, go online, go on Facebook, go look up Everyday KT, or go to wherever your favorite kilted hangout is. Tell them, say, hey, just go look it up. I've got to be someplace. So then you also have the issues, of course, where people get a little more curious than they should in public. These, I suggest that you play them as you see fit, provided you're not going to get yourself in any trouble. There are also always people asking questions about the kilt, what's under it, all those kinds of shenanigans. And yes, you can have a great ton of fun with all of these things without overstepping the line, if you don't want to. Just keep in mind that there is always a possibility of somebody being a royal asshat and really messing with you. So just take it with a grain of salt. If you're not really interested in entertaining whatever questions you are, and extricate yourself from the situation, that's probably the safest bet. It's a lot easier to walk away, come back the next day, and not have to mess with it than deal with whatever kind of insanity these people might be asking. Personally, it's not happened too terribly often, but there have been occasions where someone has decided that whatever line there was, they were going to jump over face first and see what they could get out of it. It usually never ends well. Nothing ever came physical of it, but there are people out there like that. So as far as the folks who, expect not only you to have a vast and copious amount of knowledge regarding everything about the kilt and all things Scottish, and where every Scottish festival is in the area, you are going to be asked occasionally, hey, do you know Bob McDonald or whatever, somebody's name? He lives 80 miles from you. Do you guys hang out on a regular basis? I heard he has a kilt. That also happens fairly often. Generally, the answer is no, but it does give you a little bit of insight, saying, hey, wait a minute, there's another guy in a kilt that I haven't met in the area. Facebook or the internet's a great place to find people. Gives you another opportunity to find other kilt-wearing folk that, you get enough of us together in one spot, it's bound to be a good time. You start up a kilt night, or, God forbid, actually a Scottish society in your area if one doesn't already exist. So keep your mind open about those kind of things where you could potentially find other people who also wear the kilt or have serious Scottish ancestry or interest in Scottish history, or just whatever it is you've got going on. Pay attention so that you can see where those opportunities are. I see that somebody did pop in Volume 1 for Kiltology, so thanks a lot for that. So the only other thing about perceptions is the fact that everybody expects you to be able to do everything and anything imaginable, because when you wear a kilt, obviously you are putting out a significant portrayal, I guess, of confidence and the ability to do whatever. Simply by wearing a kilt in public, people automatically assume that you can change a tire, rewire a house, solve global hunger, all of these things. So just keep in mind that there's a lot of public expectations that I've found in my experience that people have for people who wear kilts, that you are pretty much the answer to whatever problem they might have. Hey, I need a ride to blah, 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 blah. Or, hey, can you come lift up this tractor for me so I can change the tire? All kinds of silly questions. Usually they're actually doable, but it's just kind of odd that there is this assumption that you can do just about anything. That being said, it is kind of an ego boost where you walk around and everybody's like, well, that guy can do it. So that is a little bit helpful. So now we're going to get into some kiltology, see what comes of the night. And as always, Slanja. So somebody said Volume 1. So old school kiltology. Yeah, we'll go. I popped it open, and there's a lot of different awesome possibilities here. But I'm just going to put it this way. Kiltology number 24. Kilts make great pillows, especially if you're sharing. Now, for those of you who can see, right there in the book, there are huge space between the lines. So I'll let you take that as you will. So here we are. Remember, people are gonna, the average people who don't know a lot about guys in kilts, or people in kilts for that matter, you know, there are a lot of assumptions. As I've said, my best suggestion: have a bit of a wit about you and some patience, and you'll be able to deal with these people, provided they're cordial, without any problem at all. And as I've said, if you're in a rush, send them to me. I'll straighten them out, figure out whatever questions they've got, answer them. They can watch the videos. If they get through the videos and they still don't know what's going on, send them over. You know where I'm at. You can hit me on. Just hit hashtag everydaykt on Facebook, and I'm all over the place. So, as with that, as always, be strong. Put a kilt on, and I will see you tomorrow.